Prince William didn't race to a microphone, draft an Insta-quote, or even tighten his jaw for the waiting lenses. He did something far more unsettling for a family that lives under a microscope. He vanished from the story entirely. And in a royal ecosystem where every sideways glance becomes a headline, that deliberate nothing thundered louder than any interview Prince Harry has ever given. While Harry's representatives were slipping into a hush-hush London conference room for a late-night chat with a senior aide to King Charles, William was doing precisely zero. No aides present, no leaked whispers, not even a chilly no comment. For a future king raised under paparazzi flashbulbs, refusal to perform is a message carved in granite. I'm done playing this game. But here's the twist: William's silence isn't a mood swing. It's the masterstroke of a strategy years in the making, an invisible wall that may leave Harry and Meghan pounding on a closed gate for the rest of their lives. 4 full days. That's how long the clandestine London meeting stayed invisible before a single, well-timed leak set the media ablaze. Harry's envoys on one side of the table, King Charles's trusted lieutenant on the other. The agenda, unclear. The attendees, unnamed. The stakes, sky-high. Reporters immediately scoured flight logs, car service records, even neighborhood CCTV footage to place William near the scene. Nothing. Royal correspondents begged palace staffers for breadcrumbs. Still nothing. In Windsor Palace culture, where even a loose thread on a blazer sparks speculation, brand-level silence can only mean intent, and intent equals news. Suddenly, the story was no longer Harry reaches out, but why is William refusing to reach back? One breath, the heir turned a routine leak into a global cliffhanger without opening his mouth. Zoom out, and the plot thickens. The leak collided, almost to the hour, with Catherine, Princess of Wales, gliding into Wimbledon royal box in a crisp white self-portrait dress that looked stitched from diplomacy itself. Cameras flashed, commentators swooned. Social media erupted in memes, praising her effortless poise. Veteran royal watchers clocked the pattern at once. Whenever Catherine's spotlight burns its brightest, some urgent development from Camp Sussex pops up to split the headlines. A conveniently timed lawsuit, a fresh podcast confession, a close friend source feeding juicy details to a glossy magazine. To palace insiders, it's practically a bingo card. But this year, something new happened. William withheld the oxygen entirely. He didn't denounce the meeting. He didn't rush to defend Catherine's day in the sun. By ghosting the narrative, he flipped the script. Harry's carefully timed leak now sat beside an empty chair. And an empty chair can't be spun, quoted, or sued for defamation. It just exists silent and, to Harry's camp, infuriatingly, unhelpful. Sources inside Kensington Palace swear William refuses to utter Harry's name in private. Not in corridor banter, not in weekly staff briefings, not around the kitchen island while the children eat breakfast. This isn't sibling rage, it's arithmetic. Every syllable becomes clickbait. Every raised eyebrow mutates into a 24-hour news cycle. William ran the numbers and discovered the only guaranteed path to peace is absence. Picture a campfire. Conflict is the wood. Media attention is the oxygen. Remove either, and the blaze fizzles. By refusing to engage, William denies the oxygen Harry's narrative needs to keep crackling. No quotes to warp, no frowns to screenshot, no vague sources close to the future king for tabloids to exploit. Just a black hole where controversy goes to suffocate. This playbook didn't appear overnight. In the early fallout from exit, William tried bridging gaps: private texts, tense phone calls, even a countryside summit. Each olive branch sprouted into another podcast episode, chapter headline, or docu-series soundbite. Eventually, the heir realized, in this game, the first one to speak loses. If William's silence is the moat, Catherine is the gleaming citadel rising behind it. She doesn't chase headlines. She harvests them through consistency so polished it feels inevitable. School drop-offs, early childhood conferences, humble charity, shifts each, engagement, clockwork reliable, and mercifully drama-free. Fashion critics gush about fabrics, hemlines, and those famously structured shoulders. Yet Catherine's real accessory is reliability. She's become the human metronome of the monarch's steady tick. Reassuring takat, a moment when public patience for royal frivolity is wearing thin. By contrast, Meghan's style often arrives with a manifesto. Bold colors, oversized silhouettes, intentionally symbolic price tags. That might thrill fashion editors, but it also invites scrutiny. Catherine's wardrobe whispers authority. Meghan's sometimes shouts for it, and viewers, exhausted by a decade of palace spectacle, are gravitating to the whisper. Now enter King Charles, who must juggle two jobs that often collide: sovereign and father. He's painfully aware that a warm embrace for Harry plays poorly in Middle England polls. Yet he's equally troubled by the optics of a monarch who freezes out his own son. Hence the hush-hush London meeting. Charles didn't attend a risky butt. He dispatched a seasoned aide as diplomatic buffer. No cameras, no official minutes, plausible deniability baked into every handshake. For Charles, it's a thread-the-needle exercise. Preserve paternal conscience without destabilizing the crown William will inherit. William, on the other hand, answers to neither paternal guilt nor current poll numbers. His brief is the future, and the future, he believes, belongs to a monarchy that refuses to feed drama, especially imported drama. Harry and Meghan have thrived on tension since day one. The wounded outsider arc, the cold-hearted institution trope, the emotional sit where revelations arrive like cliff, but every drama demands an antagonist. And William just ghosted the casting call. Streaming giants who once showered the Sussexes with eye-watering contracts are quietly changing algorithms. Podcast platforms that chased unfiltered royal gossip have moved on to fresher scandals. Supporters once galvanized by the underdog saga now ask, what's actually new here? In business terms, Camp Sussex is watching its content pipeline dry up. A memoir can only be published once. A Talal docuseries eventually exhausts its footage. Without reciprocal conflict, the Sussex media engine wheezes, starved of new material. William's greatest PR victory may be simply turning off the faucet. Recent UK polling tells the story. William and Catherine have climbed to their strongest favorability ratings in nearly a decade, making gains even among the 18 to 29 demographic previously ambivalent about royalty. Analysts credit 3 drivers: consistency, the Waleses show up on time, every time; dignity, no tearful interviews, no shady leaks; novelty of restraint, in an oversharing world, saying nothing feels refreshingly radical; its reputation, judo, by doing less, they've achieved more. Even critics grudgingly admit the pair look like a safe, almost necessary pair of hands for a monarchy still smoldering from Prince Andrew's disgrace and decades of Diana-era turmoil. Meanwhile, sentiment toward Harry and Meghan in the UK has plateaued or dipped, not because the public suddenly despises them, but because controversy fatigue is real. Constant high-octane revelations eventually numb the audience. People long for a storyline that stabilizes, not combusts. William hasn't slammed the door in Harry's face. He's quietly removed the handle from his side. He's parked the conversation in a cul-de-sac of royal protocol and walked away with the keys. For Harry, the psychological minefield is brutal. The palace he once fled in, frustration now radiates calm, while his own brand wobbles in the wind. Meghan, an accomplished strategist, surely sees the trap. Each attempt to reignite the conversation lands softer than the last. Without pushback, shocking claims feel less shocking. A headline, like Harry says, "Palace neglected him," used to detonate on social feeds. Now it competes with thousands of other celebrity confessions for shrinking human attention, and William, he's leaning into the long game. In royal arithmetic, decades matter more than news cycles. 10 years of quiet duty outrank 100 viral William bets that future historians, not present pundits, will crown the victor, and historians adore monarchs who keep the institution intact. Palace corridors echo these days. Not with slammed doors, but with space where furious words, used to ricochet, the Sussexes still call, text, hint, and sometimes leak. Yet those echoes now die in the thick velvet of William's silence. Silence is risky. It can curdle into arrogance. William knows this, but he's concluded the alternative, another generation's worth of public airing, is a far worse gamble. Every unsaid sentence reinforces the fortress. Every calm engagement by Catherine cements the facade. Outside, Harry and Meghan revise scripts, pitch fresh angles, perhaps even plan a memoir sequel. Inside, William watches the walls strengthen, brick by invisible brick. Kingdoms, after all, are seldom toppled by what they ignore. They are preserved by it. If Harry believed the rift could be mended by noise, he misread the board. William is playing an older, colder game, one where the quietest move becomes the checkmate. And never forget, in chess, it's the silent piece that often secures the crown.